In an environment dominated by consumerism and self-centeredness, it may seem absurd to talk about spiritual awakening. However, more and more chosen ones are experiencing it. Many of them resist because they feel they don't fit in. But experiencing a spiritual awakening doesn't make you different. It makes you special. And you are not alone. Spiritual awakening is similar to the process of maturing from childhood to adolescence, and then adulthood, as it is often accompanied by growing pains, sadness, intense joy, and new discoveries. The awakening of the chosen ones occurs when we finally let go of the labels, beliefs, and ideas programmed into us, and awaken to the truth of who we really are and what we are capable of. Going through this is both scary and exciting, lonely and joyful. But how do you know if you're going through a spiritual awakening or just facing a crisis? The experience of spiritual awakening is accompanied by intense realizations about our purpose in life, while a crisis often focuses our attention on the past, regret, and fear of the future. For the chosen ones, spiritual awakening creates a point of no return. Once we wake up to our true essence, there is no going back to the old self. It's like a butterfly trying to fit back into its cocoon and rejoin its friends from its caterpillar days. This is simply impossible. But once you get used to wings, you discover that flying is much better than crawling. Many things are changing in the world. We are living in a time of awakening and desire for change that has never been seen before. A large number of chosen ones are becoming more aware of the problems and that certain practices that have lasted a long time need to change. The chosen ones, those who feel a special calling, are at the forefront of this transformation. There are many chosen ones who want to take their lives into their own hands and escape the model imposed by society in order to truly know happiness and live the life they really want to live, and not the one dictated by television, magazines, films, social identifications, and all those meaningless clichés that surround us. Awareness of the great human and social problems we face is growing. More and more people are willing to listen to these truths and are brave enough to bring change to themselves and their families, because they know that the change the world needs is their own change. The chosen ones who experience this spiritual awakening see their consciousness grow, their interests evolve, the meaning of life change for them, and new aspirations and inspirations arise. All this is accompanied by the desire to change themselves as a principle for changing the world. Do you see yourself in this? Have these words awakened a small flame inside you? If you've made it this far, be brave and keep watching. There's a reason why you may have few or no friends. Have you ever had the feeling of being on a different wavelength from the people around you? As if you were tuned into a single frequency, and suddenly the people you used to mix with seem strange. This experience could be a sign of your spiritual awakening. But here's the rub. It could also be the reason why you feel isolated. Even surrounded by other people, the feeling of loneliness persists. In this video, we'll dive into the signs of the spiritual awakening of the chosen ones, starting with the change in relationships. The last sign being perhaps the most transformative sign. Going through a spiritual awakening can be extremely challenging, especially when many of our relationships begin to change or even end. These moments of transition can bring feelings of loss, fear, and loneliness. When you, as a chosen one, begin to awaken spiritually, your perspectives change. Things that were once important now seem trivial. You begin to question norms, the superficiality of certain conversations, and the authenticity of your connections. It's as if the previously black and white world has taken on color. Not everyone can see these colors, which can be disorienting and make you feel like an outsider in your own circle. This isolation isn't just about having fewer friends. It's about the transformation within you. You are evolving in profound but not always visible ways. You're looking for deeper connections that nourish your soul, rather than just filling your social agenda. It's not that you're becoming antisocial. Your soul is yearning for something more real. With awakening, we begin the search for our tribe, since we no longer identify with the world around us. We look for people and groups with the same level of consciousness, because only then will we feel understood. Our topics of conversation become deeper and require more thought. We begin to ignore small talk. We prefer to talk about the importance of genuine feelings or the sad ignorance of the world. People won't always understand us and won't be ready to let go of their reality. That's why it sometimes seems difficult for people to talk to us. We're speaking different languages. This change is not new. Throughout history, chosen ones have felt this call, leading them to periods of solitude. Monks, for example, embraced solitude to find answers. In various religions, they retreat to monasteries, sanctuaries of peace, where they dedicate their lives to prayer, meditation, and the search for deeper truths. They believe that in the silence of these spaces, they can connect more intimately with the divine or their inner self. The search for solitude is not limited to monks. There are stories of wise hermits and ordinary people who sought solitude in order to better understand life and themselves. In Eastern traditions, yogis retreat to the Himalayas in search of enlightenment. In the West, Henry David Thoreau spent 2 years in a cabin in the woods, trying to live simply and immerse himself in his thoughts without interference from society. His experience, recorded in Walden, shows how solitude can lead to deep insights and a more intense appreciation for life. But seeking solitude doesn't mean completely abandoning society. It's about finding balance, creating space to be alone with your thoughts, and listening to your inner voice without the constant noise of the world. This can be as simple as a few minutes of silent reflection each day, or as complex as taking a gap year to explore your inner world. Our circle of friends changes. Many people will move away from us because the vibration of an awakened person affects those we come into contact with. They may not be able to explain it, but they feel something different and move away because they no longer identify with our new me. We too will leave many behind while gaining very important new friendships, precisely because there is an identification, an attraction to people who are in the same energy field, in the same vibration. We work like magnets. The same energies attract each other. Have you noticed how you no longer like small talk? How gossip or weekend plans no longer excite you? This is a crucial moment in your journey. You're not losing interest in people. You're gaining interest in deep interactions. This change may go unnoticed until you find yourself alone on a Saturday night, wondering why you turned down that invitation to a party. The transition can be difficult. You may feel misunderstood, judged, or abandoned by those you once considered close. It's a lonely path, but also one of authenticity. You are shedding layers that no longer resonate with your true self. As you progress, you start to attract people who are on the same wavelength as you. Your tribe may get smaller, but it becomes more intense. These new connections will be deeper and more in line with who you are and who you are becoming. It's a journey from quantity to quality, from the superficial to the substantial. For the chosen ones, it is crucial to have a companion who resonates with their energy level, someone who offers emotional and spiritual support, rather than draining their energy. Many chosen ones often choose to remain single, rather than settle for a partnership that doesn't fulfill them. The universe insists that your partner must not only draw from your energy, but also contribute to and amplify it. Such partners are scarce, which explains why many chosen ones often end up alone. They wait patiently for someone who can truly accompany them on a balanced and harmonious journey. During this time, Focusing on personal and spiritual development is key, building yourself up to attract the right individual at the perfect time. As we continue to explore the signs of this profound inner transformation of the chosen ones, we come to the second sign: intensified sensitivity. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the intensity of your emotions, or perhaps by the energies around you? Have you ever had that feeling that something is going to happen and suddenly it does? Or have you ever had premonitory dreams that came true? If so, you may have a heightened intuition and spiritual sensitivity. When the chosen one goes through a spiritual awakening, they often notice that they are more sensitive to energy. This sensitivity appears in a number of ways. They may feel tired around certain people, pick up on bad energies immediately, and discover that they can deeply feel what others are feeling. Spiritual sensitivity is the ability to perceive and understand the subtle energies around us. This heightened sensitivity is more than just a passing mood. It is a fundamental aspect of your spiritual awakening. Suddenly, the world seems louder, brighter, more intense. You're not just seeing, you're perceiving. You're not just hearing, you're listening. Every sense is amplified, and with this amplification comes a deeper understanding of the world and your place in it. In other words, it's the ability to see beyond what the earthly world can show us. After this awakening, the chosen ones avoid busy cities. They can feel a lot of energy and stimuli in these places. In the meantime, they start looking for peaceful and positive places. They do this because they have developed a sense of energetic awareness which adapts better to quiet places. This new sensitivity can manifest itself in various ways. It allows us to sense the presence of spiritual beings, pick up messages from the universe, and have a deeper connection with the divine. Developing this sensitivity is a gradual process that requires patience and practice. One of the ways to start developing your spiritual sensitivity is by paying attention to the signs and synchronicities that occur in your daily life. Notice repetitive patterns, chance encounters, and significant coincidences. These are signs of the universe trying to communicate with you. Maybe you feel deeply touched by a piece of music, or maybe you're more affected by the news than you used to be. You may feel an overwhelming empathy for others, feeling their joy and pain as if it were your own. This can be both a blessing and a burden. While it allows you to experience life more fully, it can also leave you feeling exposed, raw, vulnerable. This intensity is not just limited to emotions. Your physical senses can also be heightened. You may notice nuances in tastes and smells that you previously ignored. The texture of fabric, the shades of colors, the subtleties of sounds. Everything seems magnified. This can lead to an overwhelming sensation of being bombarded with sensory information, making everyday environments suddenly seem super stimulating. But why does this happen? As you awaken spiritually, your consciousness expands. You begin to connect with the world on a deeper level, exploring subtleties that were previously unnoticed. This sensitivity is a sign that you are opening up, that your consciousness is expanding beyond the limits of your previous self. Navigating this heightened sensitivity can be challenging. You may find yourself needing more time alone, looking for quiet spaces to recharge and process your experiences. It's important to remember that this is not a retreat from the world, but rather a way of finding balance in your expanding consciousness. One belief and practice that aligns with the topic of intensifying sensitivity is meditation. Meditation is a centuries-old practice that has been used by people from various cultures and backgrounds to increase their sensitivity to their inner self and the world around them. Meditation involves the deliberate focusing of attention and the elimination of distractions, allowing those chosen to connect with their inner thoughts, emotions, and sensations. Through this practice, individuals often report greater sensitivity to their own feelings and a deeper understanding of their inner world. Meditation can help the chosen ones become more attuned to their emotions. As mentioned earlier, heightened sensitivity can lead to intense emotions. Meditation can be a tool for navigating these emotions effectively. By sitting in silence and observing their thoughts and feelings without judgment, individuals can develop a greater awareness of their emotional states. This greater emotional awareness can lead to better emotional regulation and a greater sense of inner peace. In addition, meditation can improve sensory perception. When individuals meditate, they usually focus on their breathing or on a specific point of attention. This heightened focus can lead to a greater awareness of physical sensations. People may notice the subtle rise and fall of the breath, the feeling of the ground beneath them, or the sensation of air on the skin. This heightened sensitivity to physical sensations can be carried over into daily life, allowing individuals to experience the world with greater depth and richness. As you adjust to this new level of sensitivity, you will begin to see it not as an obstacle, but as a gift. By quieting the mind and silencing thoughts, we open up space to hear our inner voice and connect with the divine. During meditation, we can visualize a sacred place or a spiritual guide to help us access intuitive information. We can also use positive affirmations or mantras to strengthen our spiritual connection. The regular practice of meditation helps us to cultivate a state of calm and mental clarity, allowing our intuition to flourish. Now we come to the third sign for the chosen ones: the search for authenticity and truth. This aspect of spiritual awakening is essential because it shapes your interaction with the world and with yourself. Have you ever found yourself questioning the norms, the very fabric of your reality? You begin to look beyond the surface, yearning for something genuine, something real. This search for authenticity isn't just about looking for the truth in the world around you. It's also about discovering the truth within yourself. It's a deep dive into the core of your being, questioning long-held beliefs and values. This journey towards authenticity usually begins with introspection. You may find yourself spending more time in self-reflection, examining your thoughts, feelings, and actions. It's as if you're peeling back layers, discovering aspects of yourself that have been hidden or ignored. This process can be uncomfortable, even painful at times, as it challenges you to confront parts of yourself that you may not be proud of. But it is also liberating, as it brings you closer to your true self. Your search for authenticity also changes the way you interact with the world. You become more discerning about the information you consume, the conversations you engage in, and the company you keep. Superficial conversations, empty relationships, and social facades lose their appeal. You crave depth, honesty, and sincerity in all forms of communication. It's not about being critical or harsh. It's about aligning your outer life with your inner truth. This alignment is not always easy. It can lead to conflicts with social norms and expectations. You may find yourself at odds with the status quo, feeling like an outsider by following a path less traveled. But this is the essence of your awakening. It's a journey of breaking free from illusions and accepting the truth, no matter how uncomfortable or unconventional it may be. As a chosen one, you will begin to examine the things you have been taught to believe. This can seem heartbreaking at times, as it is our beliefs that comfort us. However, you will soon begin to see that the truth is much more comforting than illusions. Often, it is periods of loss or suffering that will drive this process of questioning. During these times of conflict, it is advisable not to share everything you are questioning with other people. Allow people to believe what they want to believe and let them be free in their own process. Dedicate yourself only to your questions while you investigate, research, and immerse yourself in your truth. In relationships, this search for authenticity can be particularly challenging. You seek connections that are based on truth and depth, but such relationships are rare. It's not uncommon to feel a sense of loneliness as you navigate this path. But remember, this loneliness is not a sign of failure. It is a testimony to your commitment to authenticity. As a chosen one, this journey towards authenticity and truth is a vital part of your spiritual awakening. It shapes who you are and how you relate to the world. As we venture into the fourth sign for the chosen, we find a profound aspect: the emergence of a new sense of purpose. Have you ever woken up one day with the realization that what you've been pursuing all your life no longer satisfies you? This isn't just a midlife crisis or a passing whim. It's a fundamental change in the direction of your life, a reassessment of what really matters to you. This new sense of purpose is about aligning your actions with your deepest values and passions. It's about finding meaning in things beyond materialistic or conventional achievements. Why are you here? Why did you come? These are some of the deepest questions a chosen one must ask themselves. Socrates would say that we are here to get to know ourselves. While you are investigating what you believe and what you now know to be true, take the time to explore yourself. During this awakening, you will develop a hungry desire for a deeper understanding of who you truly are and why you are here. Start the unlabeled identification process. Remove all the labels we hide under. If you're not a salesperson, a parent, a grandparent, a teacher, a volunteer, a sister or brother, who are you? By finding the courage to remove your labels, you will discover who you really are. And during this lonely hero's journey, the treasure you will find will be your purpose in life. This emergence usually begins with a feeling of restlessness, a sense that something is missing or incomplete in your life. You may find yourself questioning your career, your goals, even your hobbies. What once gave you satisfaction now seems empty or unsatisfying. This can be disturbing, as it shakes the very foundations of your identity and place in the world. As we venture into the fourth sign for the chosen ones, we find a profound aspect: the emergence of a new sense of purpose. Have you ever woken up one day with the realization that what you've been pursuing all your life no longer satisfies you? This isn't just a midlife crisis or a passing whim. It's a fundamental change in the direction of your life, a reassessment of what really matters to you. This new sense of purpose is about aligning your actions with your deepest values and passions. It's about finding meaning in things beyond materialistic or conventional achievements. Why are you here? Why did you come? These are some of the deepest questions a chosen one must ask themselves. Socrates would say that we are here to know ourselves. While you're investigating what you believe and what you now know to be true, take some time to explore yourself. During this awakening, you will develop a hungry desire for a deeper understanding of who you truly are and why you are here. Start the unlabeled identification process. Remove all the labels we hide under. If you're not a salesperson, a parent, a grandparent, a teacher, a volunteer, a sister or brother, who are you? By finding the courage to remove your labels, you will discover who you really are. And during this lonely hero's journey, the treasure you will find will be your purpose in life. This emergence usually begins with a feeling of restlessness, a sense that something is missing or incomplete in your life. You may find yourself questioning your career, your goals, even your hobbies. What used to give you satisfaction now seems empty or unsatisfying. This can be disturbing, as it shakes the very foundations of your identity and place in the world. But this restlessness is actually a call to action, a stimulus from your deepest self to seek a path that is more in tune with your true nature. It's an invitation to explore new possibilities, learn, grow, and contribute in ways that matter to you. This doesn't necessarily mean making drastic changes like quitting your job or moving to a different country, although for some, it might. It's more about reorienting your life around values and activities that resonate with your soul. As you embrace this new sense of purpose, you may notice a shift in your priorities and choices. You may gravitate towards activities that nourish your spirit, get involved in work that feels impactful, and spend time with people who inspire and uplift you. This shift is not about rejecting your past, but about building a future that is more in line with who you are becoming. This profound journey aligns with a philosophy known as existentialism, which emphasizes individual freedom, choice, and personal responsibility. Existentialism teaches us that we are the architects of our own lives, and it is up to us to find our own path and meaning in life. This philosophy doesn't focus on what society considers successful or valuable. Instead, it encourages us to look inwards and discover our true desires and aspirations. At the heart of existentialism is the belief that life is inherently meaningless, except for what we give it. This can be both a frightening and liberating realization. It's frightening because it means there are no universal answers or predefined paths to follow. But it's also liberating because it enables us to create our own purpose and find joy and satisfaction in the choices we make. When you start to question the direction of your life and feel this restlessness, it's an existential moment. It's a sign that you're ready to take responsibility for your life and make choices that are more in line with your authentic self. This process requires a lot of courage and self-reflection. It can involve exploring your passions, trying new things, and sometimes taking risks. It's also important to recognize that this journey towards a new sense of purpose isn't always easy or straightforward. There may be moments of doubt, fear, and uncertainty. But existentialism teaches us that these feelings are a natural part of the human experience. They are not obstacles to be avoided, but challenges to be embraced, as they help us grow and deepen our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. It's important to note that finding and embracing your new sense of purpose is a journey, not a destination. It involves trial and error, learning and evolution. There may be moments of doubt or fear, as stepping into the unknown is rarely comfortable. But these challenges are part of the growth process, shaping you into a more conscious and fulfilled chosen one. As a chosen one, this journey towards a new purpose is an opportunity to align your life with your true self and realize the potential God has for you. Now let's delve into the fifth and perhaps most transformative sign for the chosen ones, the expansion of consciousness and compassion. This expansion is not just a broadening of your intellectual understanding, it is a deepening of your emotional and spiritual awareness. As your consciousness expands, you begin to see the interconnectedness of all life. You recognize that your actions, thoughts, and feelings are not isolated events, but part of a whole. This realization brings a sense of responsibility, a desire to live in harmony with others and the planet. You begin to see the world not just through the lens of your own needs and desires, but with a vision of collective well-being. Compassion flows naturally from this expanded awareness. It's no longer about feeling sorry for others. It's about truly understanding their struggles and wanting to help alleviate them. This compassion extends beyond humanity to all living beings and the environment. It will change the way you view the news, interact with the people around you, and how you treat animals and the planet. You may start to recycle more, pick up litter on your daily walk, or even change your eating habits. You start taking actions, big or small, that contribute to the well-being of others and the planet. It can be as simple as being kinder in your daily interactions, volunteering, or making more environmentally conscious choices. As you reach this stage of compassion, many of the difficulties and feelings of loneliness will begin to dissipate. You will see yourself as a soul having a human experience. You will begin to engage with others through an energy of love that will drastically alter and improve your interactions and all your experiences. And now, my chosen ones, now you are ready to fly. There are many other signs that we can explore together. If you found this message resonant and are eager for more, let me know in the comments section. If you're ready for part 2, just write part 2.